will be learning about conditional statement in Python. As we move on this lesson, we're going to use comparison operators in Python. These operators compares the values on either sides of them and decides the relation among them. These operators include less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and not equal to. First, we'll cover Boolean. Boolean is a logical statement that is either true or false. Python Boolean type is one of the built-in data types provided by Python, which represents one of the two values that is true or false. Generally, it is used to represent the truth values of the expressions. For example, 1 equals 0 is true, whereas 2 less than 1 is false. Next, we'll cover if statement in Python. If statement is a statement that makes a decision by checking its condition, and if it is not true, you perform the task. If not true, the code just moves on without performing the task. This is the part where else if statement comes in. Else if statement is another option when the if statement doesn't work. The else if statement allows you to check multiple expressions for true and execute a block of code as soon as one of the conditions evaluates to true. But if the else if statement doesn't work either, we can use else statement, which is a statement just below if and else statement. An else statement can be combined with an if statement. An else statement contains a block of code that executes if the conditional expression in the if statement revolves to 0 or for false value. And the else statement is an optional statement, and there could be and most only one else statement following if. Here are some if statements that we face in daily lives. So first one is I wake up, if I'm hungry, I eat breakfast. So if I'm hungry, I eat breakfast, but if I'm not, it just go to the next line and just skips this conditional statement. And the second story is a little bit more complex. So I leave my house. If it's cloudy, I bring an umbrella. Otherwise, I bring sunglasses. So if it's cloudy, I bring umbrella, but if not, I just bring sunglasses. And the third one is even more complex. So I am at a restaurant. If I'm hungry, I order steak. Otherwise, if I want pasta, I order spaghetti and meatball. Otherwise, I order a salad. So if I'm not hungry and I want pasta, I order spaghetti and meatball. But if I don't want pasta either, I just order a salad because the other two conditional statements didn't met the condition. So I'm gonna order just default. Let's go to the Python file and let's start coding. So I'm gonna create a Boolean variable. So is student equals true, and I'm gonna make an if statement right here. If is student equals false true, print you are a student. So if I run it, if it should print out you're a student because the statement met the condition, which means the indented statement below the if statement will print out something. So if I change this to false, it doesn't print out anything because the statement didn't met the condition, which it will just move on to next line. So in this case, we're gonna make another option, which is otherwise else. So else print you are not a student. So we covered the two situations. So this is false and this is true for true. From here, we can make it more complex. But before we do that, actually, we can actually put as much code as we want in the if statement, like dozens of code. So I'm gonna create another Boolean attribute, which is tall equals true. Now I'm also gonna make is student true. And with these two of variables, we can make a lot of if statement with combination of these two. So in this statement, you can change is student or is tall equals true. Print you are a student or tall or both, because if one of them just agrees, it will print out this line. But if else you're not a student, you're neither a student nor tall. So it's going to both are true, which it will your print out you're a student or tall or both. But if I make one of them also false to false, it will still print out the same line because the one of them agreed. So if I make both false, it printing out you are neither a student nor tall, because both of them didn't meet the condition for the first line, which it will print out the second line. So change the or operators to and, which is another operator, and this means basically the both of the variables have to be true. So with this code, you are a student, you're a tall student, and we can add another if conditional statement, which is else if for elif. So elif is student equals true, print you are a student, and we can add another else if, which elif is tall equals true, print you are tall and not a student. And lastly, for else statement, we can use you're neither a student nor tall. So it's currently false. And I'm gonna change is tall to true and run it, and it should print out you're tall and not a student. But and I'm gonna change is student to true also, and it will print out the first line, you are a tall student, which because it met the condition.